for either of these teams, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. Either of them could take the Zeus here. Anybody who wants to sit on the back line, because the Clockwork's been banned out, the Drow's been banned out, the Night Stalker's been, or sorry, the Spectre's been banned out, not Drow, the Night Stalker's been banned out. So anyone who wants to sit like a couple, like 2,000, 1,000, 2,000 range back and just start blasting people, it's too hard for them to get on top of them at this point. A lot of the draft has been exhausted here.
Where do you think this Lena's going?
The Lena probably be going mid, but it can be run as a support still. I'd probably want to see it run in the mid lane. At this point in the draft, when you pick it up, it's very safe. There's not many things that you can't run it against. And you do have the Magnus and the Faceless Void to fall back on, so you can auto-attack, you can combo up your spells. It goes very well with it. Tiny's a pretty good counter to it, being able to toss people on top of it, and of course just blow Lena up because she doesn't want to build HP items.
I can't even see Tiny behind Mars's shield. Like, he's just a little rock boy over there.
That's right. He's not that little. He'll grow up, trust me.
He'll grow up, right?
Yeah.
I like this pickup though here with the Tiny because it gives them really good roaming potential and also like being able to combo with, you've got a lot of these stuns, right? So it's always going to be guaranteed for the most part that Mars is going to be able to land a spear when you're paired up with these guys. And it's going to put a lot of pressure down. Oh, okay.
I was actually told that that's something Kezu's been practicing, even though it's Infamous that picked up the Mars, is basically in every pub he's been practicing throwing out his spear and then an arena afterwards. Just nonstop, constantly running Mars in his pubs because it allows you to basically guarantee a stun into the arena. Because we were on the cast that happened, weren't we?
I think so.
Kezu picked it that very game. It was a series between, was it Business Associates and Crazy? It was between games that the game was patched, and they changed the arena formation.
Oh god, and it went up so fast.
Yeah, now you remember.
Yeah, no, I remember. That was a while ago, though.
Yeah, but he's been practicing it to this day, basically every single day.
Legends say that you can
since
still
he was still in the arena.
He never left.
He never left that game against Business Associates. Yeah, exactly.
Oh god.
I like the Ember here. Again, it's another hero that's pretty good against the lack of catch and heroes to get on top of you at this point. Wasn't quite what I was thinking, but both Ember and Lena are pretty good at that here. Some people have actually been running Faceless Void position 5, which is awful. And it hasn't been winning, but they've been running it. I think they'll go.
A time when Snapfire mid was awful too, so.
Yeah, but it's funny. The 5 Faces Void is a lot less funny. There's
that does feel a little like griefing. It feels like someone picked, they're like, we really need a support, and then they're like, I know what to pick. They pick Faceless Void, and then they just build all carry items.
Yeah. There's like Slasher's way to Faceless Void that was prominent a couple of years ago. He just threw a Chrono Sphere up on someone, then salve all of his allies. And that was it. They all would end and people would be healed for like 200 HP or something.
Oh my god, I want to play Faceless Void like that now. I won't do it because I definitely get.
Yeah, I'm actually busy the next little while. I'm not going to be able to play in a party.
Hey, Neph, you want to play some pubs? We'll play Turbo. It'll only be. No, but yeah, so interesting that they did pick up the Ember Spirit here. Again, not 100% sure where they're sending it. They do have a couple flex picks because the Lena, of course, could go as a 4, could go as a mid. Same thing could be said too about the Ember Spirit, depending on who's playing it. But I believe they don't typically run the Ember Spirit as a support. So most likely Moon Meander is going to be playing the Lena there.
Yep. Enchantress last pick is a little bit weird. It's a strong laner, yeah. I actually wouldn't hate something like that on Infamous because you got the D-spell for the Flame Guard on the Ember Spirit and, of course, the Empower on the Magnus. Being able to take that off of HFN would be a pretty big deal. But they take Medusa last. And that is an odd hero. We started to see it picked up a little bit more, but I'm still not completely sold on it. It farms fast with the Mask of Madness, yeah, but when you have to play around these very big ultimates, you want to be playing a little bit faster Dota than this, and Medusa does not play fast.
No, it definitely feels a little bit off tempo, so to speak, with what they've got going on here. I think that they can make space for her, but I just don't know if Pakaz can farm fast enough comparatively to, a Faceless Void that does have the Magnus and Power. I just feel like catJAMMERS draft that makes a little bit more sense and is more timely and moves together with more synergy, but
yeah, Medusa, not an amazing way to finish this one off. Hard to bring down in the mid lane for sure, but again, I think Bryle's just going to run away with this game, and they're going to be completely fine. Like, is waiting for the next ultimate cooldown to come off and then take this next fight here. But we'll see if Infamous knows something I don't. No, I rarely see people knowing something I don't, but I love to be
Neph
proven
actually
wrong.
hates people that are smarter than him. He gets very angry about this. So
this is slander. I'm not sure that's true.
He also hates elves and mechs, guys, just in case you're wondering. But
that part is true, yeah.
Yeah, see? But yeah, you know, I'm feeling the catJAMMERS pretty strong right here. I like their draft, but we'll see what Infamous can do here because Pakaz is an absolute beast. This guy does not sit there in a lane. He doesn't just farm like very passively. He's generally, you know, looking for any sort of chances that he can get to cause a murder or whatnot. So we'll have to see. I'm excited. I'm excited to see this team more and more because I really feel like they're improving rapidly.
This is the game pause that we had in the BTS Pro Series. I'm glad it carries over to Summit 13 here.
This is the South American pause. Thank you. This is
the North American teams were doing it too.
Were they?
Yeah.
What's their excuse?
You know, when you have to start your matches on time, the solution is pause after the match starts, I suppose. I'm glad it's something a lot of tournament organizers have gotten a little bit more strict on. Teams previously would wait like 15 minutes after the match was supposed to start. You're not getting away with it anymore. You're not pulling Summit.
They know. They've been the only ones really covering NASA Dota. They know. Hey.
All right. I am excited for this game, though. Looks like, Bryal heading towards the mid. HFN going to be bottom with Aoi 2000. That's one of the benefits of playing this Enchantress or picking it up for the early laning phase. It just does so much damage. You do tons of work with Impetus. You can have a very versatile kit with your enchant, being able to grab a bunch of different creeps. You can harass enemies out if you get a Harpy. And, of course, the bonus damage you get with enchant can end up doing a lot of damage to the enemies as well.
Are you at all concerned about the fact that they do have pretty decent burst damage in Michael over here with the Tiny? Because I feel like, you know, Enchantress, granted, you know, the ultimate's not that big of a deal anymore because it used to be, you know, you got levels in that untouchable early on when it was your Q.
30 seconds
but are you at all concerned about once the laning stage is over? Because she can be very squishy.
I would be concerned, yeah, the Lina especially. Michael had some moves there for a second. He was able to click so fast, he would just turn his hero around. He'd stop doing it just now, though. Unfortunately, he missed it.
He got shy because you started paying attention to him, you know?
Yeah. Sakai might have caught it, our production.
Shout out
man
Sakai.
doesn't miss anything, yeah.
Let's get moving.
Well, it's like they're going to be able to go secure up these runes. Should be an even split.
2 for 2. See if
What's Aoi doing up here?
might be trying to secure first blood. Yeah, I mean they haven't put any points in the skewer yet, but like being able to slow them without an impetus and of course the light striker array, there's a lot of damage coming out here. They are going to need to send Aoi bottom pretty quickly though.
Let's see. It's going to be hard to take down the Dusa, like with the Vengeful Spirit there, being able to just throw out the very well, I guess. Oh, they didn't go for it. Okay. They went for the Scream Terror. Yeah, the slow comes out. Wave right back, LSA. And yeah, this should be a nice tidy kill on Excel. Moon Meander getting the first blood. And a little bit of harass over here onto Pakaz. Not going to feel super safe going forward.
Yeah, it's interesting how things have kind of changed up here on X Crazy now. The catJAMMERS. Moon Meander plays a pretty greedy 4. He'll play like Wooden Ranger. He'll rush an MKB. So giving him the first blood does make a bit of sense. He'll be able to buy himself boost speed very early on and make those rotations. He plays so much faster than everybody else.
What's funny about it, and like I know you pointed out to me before, is when he plays Earth Spirit, sometimes he doesn't even land those rolls. But he's just playing so fast that he immediately like turns right back around again and is still able to make things happen despite the fact that he might not land every single one of those shots that he needs to.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive when you consider.
I was just talking about Enchanted being able to grab the best creeps possible. Aoi actually did get the Harpy Stormcrafter at the start. So he did a lot of harass to Pepito with that one. His HP is already sitting pretty low and he has to sit kind of far back. Mid lane, KXY is dropping very low. In fact, he might just go down here.
He's got the Fairy Fire. I don't think Bryle wants to hard commit on that. Yeah, they'll try to scatter, slow him down just a little bit. They need a little bit more damage, though, and they don't have it over on Snapfire, so he's going to be able to walk away.
Rookie mistake by the analyst here, not looking in the inventories for the Fairy Fire. This is why Bryle gets to play on the big stage and why I'm talking about the video games.
Bottom lane looks like Owie is just sitting very, very low here. He doesn't have any points on those sprites, so just by using his Fairy Fire, he will fall.
Bryle's also very low in the mid lane. He did just get a salve sent out, though, so he's going to pop back up.
It's a good thing Snapfire doesn't have any... Oh. She's got a mango, honestly. Like, she might have been able to go back in and try to...
I don't know. She just got that sent out.
Well, just even to cancel out the salve, though.
Yeah, that's a slippery slope, though. You go in, suddenly you can find your HP very low. It's better to just take your advantage that you have, force Bryle to use more regen. Don't commit too much regen of your own. Mid lane to suddenly take a turn for the worse. This is a kind of matchup in the mid where Bryle isn't necessarily forced to do super well, but if KXY has a bad start and Bryle pops off, it can be a very difficult game. So it's better to play this a little bit safer on the Snapfire.
That makes sense. We haven't seen any sort of rotations come out, and generally you like to see something around maybe the 4-minute mark. In fact, you can see now that Michael is starting to make this rotation over towards the mid lane, so most likely going to try to secure up the action rune and perhaps do some sort of a gank before Bryle starts to get into those higher levels and he's able to run away. Bottle is picked up, though, on him, so...
Bottom lane.
Bottom lane, Pepita trying to just push back. They've got a couple of these body blocks, though, coming out from that Satyr, so Howie will collect himself a kill. And there's the movement over in the mid lane. Looks like Michael was unsuccessful, though. KXY just not having that much mana. Cookie Hop, though, lands over onto Bryle. The toss back, though, underneath the tower. Looks like Moon Meander. Can they turn this around? Bryle trying to run away. Does have the Fairy Fire. They need just a little bit more damage, and they will indeed find it. Looks like Mike will be able to walk away, unless it doesn't quite land from Moon Meander. We'll be able to grab up the Illusion Rune, though, so at least they have that going on, but that is a kill over in the mid lane.
That was such a sick rotation there by both teams. Unfortunately, Moon Meander, he thought his mid is going to play it a little bit safer there, so of course him sitting there holding the rune, but being tossed back in that tower, Moon more focused on trying to get the rune than what's going on in the mid lane, being thrown into the tower. They end up going down there. I think the Ember Spirit committed a little bit too far forward and should have just stuck a little bit closer to Moon there and played closer to the Illusion Rune.
Oh, man, perfect here. Michael, he got himself the kill. He TP back into the lane and manages to fill up Faker's bottle. 5-minute runes are up, though, so might be able to go and secure that over here for his Snapfire. Like they'll lose the other ones. Bottom lane, Pepita getting jumped on again. They have a Centaur creep. Will land a nice little stomp. Trying to position themselves in the right manner here. Nice spear coming out from Pepita, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It's pretty fast, though. Does have that bottle, does have boots of speed, which Owie does not. So,
that is true.
Find it. Oh, there's a courier nearby. They have to be careful. Michael's here as well. The pincer. Toss up into the air. Spear to a tree. Oh, dear. This is not looking good for Owie. Although the follow-up HFN comes in to protect his Enchantress.
Even while you're chasing Enchantress down there, though, you have to keep in mind they buffed Enchant a little while ago. Any creep you take gets a bonus damage, so that's Centaur having the plus 30, whacking away at the Mars as he tries to chase him. It does a lot there.
Michael, he wants Bryle. There's going to be those first kisses being thrown out. The toss-up into the air, right back into... Bryle. He'll get himself a nice return for his troubles. The 3-man rotation on mid. They're very much making sure that Bryle does not have a good early game.
Yeah, and unfortunately, just due to the fact that Owie attention was put towards him in the bottom, like no one was able to rotate and give Bryle a hand there. But now getting that regen room when you're sitting basically 0 HP and a mana, it means the game's going to be a little bit rough for you. Courier's picked off. Was there anything on it?
I think it was coming back from going to HFN at that point. I am confused, though, why Pepita was over in that mid lane at the time. Because he doesn't have a 6th yet, so I'm not sure why he TP'd over into the mid, unless he was doing, like, more bottle charges, perhaps? A lot of people, though, here in the bottom lane. The Avalanche, the Toss, the Cookie Hop, maybe just a little bit off the mark here. He does have the Chronosphere if he wants to use it, but he's not going to be able to do it fast enough. Can't even get that defensive Chrono off. Feels bad. Lena fighting with Excel. There's a lot of stacks over here. Moon Meander wants this pretty badly. Opens up again with that Light Strike Array. Trying to juke around here. Oh, but there's a rotation coming out now from Faker. They tab the Cookie. They should be able to get this kill on Moon Meander. Cookie hop forward. Excel looking a little low, but at the last second, they still managed to clean up. Although KZ making his way over. In goes Brawl. They want this kill on Excel at the very, very least. There's so many heroes over here in this jungle. Michael coming in. Pakaz, though, there's 3 people here. Brawl, he desperately wants to get this kill on Faker, and it's not looking like he's going to be able to do it. As over on the back line. KZ, okay, they finally managed to take down Faker. Excel will go down. KZ's sitting so very low. It's a great stop coming out from that creep and follow up with the Chronosphere from HFN as he's just wailing away over him. Pakaz, he's got absolutely no mana left, although he's trying. He had himself a 1, but he's just not going to be able to get a denial off. Possibly he turns back around. Neutral creep will be able to get the kill over on Pakaz. Now Michael running for his life, not going to be able to outrun that slight, and Pepita the only one standing.
That is one of the most chaotic fights I've seen at like the 8-minute mark inside the enemy team jungle. Heroes going down to neutral creeps there. Medusa of all heroes dying to a neutral creep. And Magnus not being able to get in for that RP. I'm surprised he didn't commit a little bit harder for that one, but with no points in that skewer, I think it was just too hard to get the right positioning for it. My god, Bryle is going to be pretty happy about that one, though. Ended up finding himself 3 kills in a row. Oh, sorry, no, 2 kills in a row. I don't know, that's 3. One of them died to neutrals, though. Would have been 4, but he gets back in the game with that one. It was looking a little bit rough for him. Snapfire getting a couple kills in the mid lane.
Have a toss over onto Moon Meander. Toss right back over to Pepita. He doesn't manage to land it, though. LSA comes through. Moon Meander's still dead. And there's some chasing now after Michael. Got that big old centaur creep. Cookie Hop, though, will be able to push him back. Oh, bro, he wants it so bad. He goes in for the dive. He doesn't have the damage. It looks like they're going to end up feeding that Enchantress creep, too.
Yeah, Lena is pretty susceptible to just getting blown up this game. That is one problem that they have. The Toss Avalanche combo is going to be something that Moon Meander has to look out for as this game goes on. Probably into
too.
Yeah.
They're squishy. Oh god, this is so bad. They've been stacking for the Medusa, and now they're just going in with Kazu and taking all of this. That's not what you want to have happen here. Pepita, he's got Arena up. He's gonna use the Arena over onto Owie. Again, that's a position 5, so he'll find a kill on it, but I think they would have rather tried to grab KZ if possible.
I mean, you're finding all these kills. Things seem to be going away on Infamous. They did every big team fight, and every time you try to take one of these fights in the mid lane, if you're not taking objectives off of it, HFN is farming with that Empower. So look him quickly. His CS is going up. I mean, he's 64 and 14. He's sitting at the top of the net worth. He is 600 gold ahead of the Medusa right now, despite her having the multi-shot to fall back on. Or sorry, split shot. Doesn't have the Mask of Madness yet, though. That's something that a lot of Medusas pick up in the early game. You see a lot of people pick up Midas, but heroes like Sven, Medusa, Gyrocopter, people who have these farming abilities, they tend to want to get a Mask of Madness because it gives them the same amount of farm and lets them take fights as well.
I think the main issue that I have going on here with Infamous is they are taking these fights, but they're not getting anything out of them.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting a little bit of gold, a little bit of experience, but you're not taking towers. And, like, you need to be making room on this map. The fact that you haven't been able to shore up your own jungle and you've been making stacks is not good. For lack of a technical term. Smoke over here, though. Pepita does have double damage. I don't think you want to make moves on that man right now. Michael, though, on the other hand. Oh, do they not see him? They ping it out. I don't know if they'll be able to quite grab him fast enough, though. Slow. Pepita waiting, trying to bait. Ava.
Yeah, Pepita waiting around the corner here, just
Very Cinderella.
But
No, he's able to zip by.
He's fine. Yeah, trying to toss him back over there, but that's one of the issues that Infamous is having here. They're not playing around these 5-10 minute mark. The catapult spawn becomes so much easier to push around those things. And of course, with the top tier 1 tower being taken, it makes it very safe for HFN to farm the enemy safe lane.
They're just making all the right moves to buy HFN this time. Not quite there with that cookie hop Faker. Just a little bit short, but get a couple pop shots off.
Over in the mid lane, Excel almost went down. That was
Yeah.
mighty close.
He's got to tank up a little bit more here.
Yep.
This is like, look at Brian. Look at the way he's playing, because he knows that he's like the only one who's going to be able to make these riskier plays. So he's playing like between towers.
Yep. You need to be a little bit careful. All right, enemies aren't going to commit onto that remnant that he left over there. Grabs the arcane rune as well. I mean, that was just him, like, keeping basically 4 heroes at bay. And while all this happens, HFN continues to get a farming advantage with this Empower. He's got Yasha. He's going for this Manta style next. The enemies are going to struggle to play around this. And, of course, because they're not making any moves, we're talking about this in the drafting phase. catJAMMERS are going to be more than happy to wait for their cooldowns to finish before taking any of these fights. You need to be able to play faster than this. With the Medusa on your team, it's a while before you really to come online.
Aether Lens is completed now for Moon Meander, so he's going to have a little bit more range, although it doesn't matter because the Tiny eventually will get himself that Blink Dagger. Still a bit ways away from it, but we'll be able to close that gap should he decide to blow her up. Is it bad? I see HFN on this Faceless Void, and I just get flashbacks to when they lost against Quincy Crew.
Don't get flashbacks like that. It's going to be different this time.
Flashbacks, man.
There is no way that
out.
this happens. HFN doesn't chrono his own Moon Meander 2 games in a row, does he?
I believe Moon Meander walked into that chrono, though. To be fair.
Yeah, but
no one expected him to chrono the.
Yeah, the chrono was in the wrong lane. Let's be honest.
There was no lane. Oh god. I have faith in HFN though. I'm sure he learned from that, and now we're gonna see a bigger, stronger, tougher HFN. Look at this man.
The
Look at this
absolute
team.
unit.
This feels like a pub now with everybody just sitting around the mid lane.
Yeah. I mean, both tier 1 towers are still up at like 14 minutes in the game. Usually one is either taking a lot more damage or gone down at this point. You get a lot of information and map control by taking that tier 1 early on. So the fact that neither of these are taken now force... Oh?
Okay, they'll open up, and again, they have the Chronosphere here. They'll go land on 3, but HFN, does he want to go in on that? They have the Snapfire Kisses. He gets bounced back just a little bit. Laguna Blade comes out over here. It's Papita. Not going to be enough. HFN, he's ticking down. The Cookie coming through with the Stone Case. They'll get the kill at HFN. And now the rest of the team, Michael on the back lines here, is going to get taken down by an Impetus, so he'll be next to fall. But I'm pretty sure you lose 2 of your supports on Impetus. Oh, they're not done yet, Bryle. Thinking about going right back in. They'll use a Mystic Snake and Moon Meander, sitting very low. Another Cookie Hop, though, coming out from Baker. They're doing so much damage. They get the kill over onto Keizu. Are they going to be able to find the kill on Owie, too? He's trying to sprinkle away here. Oh, look at this. They're going to try to TP. They're not going to be within range, though. It's only a level 1 swap. I think Owie's just a little bit too fast here. Cookie Hop, though. Oh, there it is. There's the swap. There's the slow. And there's a dead Owie 2000. Triple kill for Pakaz.
This Cookie has been lethal in this fight. It secured so many kills. I hadn't thought about this at the start, but when you're able to get that initiation in for the Medusa, force the enemies onto her, or get her the positioning she wants, a hero that's normally very slow, using that Cookie and eventually using that Snapfire Aghanims, it's going to do tons of work. Again, it wasn't the best fight possible. They didn't use the Chronosphere to its maximum effect, I feel. Forced to jump in on Faceless Void, not being able to disengage afterwards. The RP, of course, not getting off in that team fight either. But Infamous, they're continuing to surprise me. These fights, I feel like, should be going a lot worse for them. But they're using these heroes in, I guess, a pretty interesting way. Just, again, that's such a small thing, cooking the Medusa forward. But she's too hard to go on. If she is, I guess, what a lot of other heroes would be considered out of position. Medusa's just too big.
Too big to fail. No. I mean, that's what's interesting about a Medusa, right? She's kind of just this big rock that you kind of build around because she's not very fast. So you want to have ways where you can kind of, make her more mobile. And in that case, sometimes, I don't think you really want to yeet your Medusa into everyone with the Snapfire Ags cookie. But with the actual cookie itself, you can take advantage of it and definitely, catch them by surprise. That the old, oh yes, this cookie looks great. It looks like it's a chocolate chip cookie. And surprise, it's
oatmeal
a
raisin.
It's a raisin one. Toss back though here on Owie. We've got 2 different fights going on. Moon Meander is a very dead Brian. Although jumping in, they'll get the swap off and they'll start throwing out these kisses. Michael's gonna look like he's dead though. And Owie will eventually fall to one of those other Snapfire kisses, but the Yules comes out now from Papita. They're gonna try to go Spear Brile to a tree. Nice cookie hop plus the Stone Gaze. This is looking disastrous for the catJAMMERS.
Yeah, and just like that, mid tower's finally gonna go down. They lost 3 heroes there. It's definitely not worth it for them. I mean, Magnus, I think he's at this point where he's realizing, okay, I'm not getting into any of these fights. I'm not able to get an RP off. I need to be able to do something to help my positioning, so I need to farm. But that little bit of space that you gave the enemy team, allowing them to 5-man, you know, you lost a lot from that. And suddenly, the net worth is starting to shift back in the favor of Infamous. Well, it looked like it was like slowly dipping the way of catJAMMERS here. Yeah, first time in the game, net worth is going their way.
I feel like HFN's been doing a lot of fighting too, though. Like, I feel the early game was perfect for him, right? They're making space. He didn't need to show up for any fights unless he wanted to, but it feels like now they're kind of putting some of that pressure down where he's very necessary to be around.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why we're starting to see this net worth slip a little. Like, look at this. Like, everybody's just, it feels a little bit like a 4 protect 1. They still want this mid tower. They've got the Chronosphere. He considers it, but Pepita keeps pushing them off. They have Michael nearby. The low ground here. Again, opening up, trying to go and use that beautiful arena. Can they follow up? Do they? It's looking pretty nice. But no, he's able to go time walk off. So very, very close, but looks like they're finally going to be able to take this T1, despite Excel trying to go in for that deny. It's a valiant effort.
Yeah, nice try. I mean, that's something else that Excel is going to be able to do as the game goes on. You can initiate in with the Medusa, and if the enemies commit an RP. Yeah.
Casey wants an RP. Drags back. Might have to just... Oh, jeez, immediately. Oh, Brile, though, getting used up. Very quick fingers here coming out from Pepita.
Don't want him to be getting in on top of any of these heroes here, but KheZu, he's going to struggle to get in proper positioning prior to getting this Blink Dagger. So again, he split up from his team, tried to get a little bit of farm. They got punished for it pretty hard in the mid lane there in that the fight before the last one. But now I think he's got a little bit of room to breathe, and he'll farm this Blink Dagger after grabbing this tier 1 on the bottom.
Pretty big, though. I just realized Michael has his Blink Dagger now. So that's going to be a little bit of a power point for him. Being able to find some of these like squishier people. In fact, you can land all of these stuns just perfectly. Land the tree, have a toss up into the air, and you just burst down Brile. There was an Ember Spirit there, I promise, but he's not there anymore.
You've got a lot of setup here. It looks like this is something they practiced. They got it wrong the first time with that Yule's spear combo, but now they're locking down Brile pretty consistently, and this is something he has to be careful for. So he does
do the same thing to HFN, though. Like, that's the craziest thing about this, is that basically, you know, they get a pick off, and all of a sudden, catJAMMERS are just without a core.
Yeah. They are, and Faces of Void is going to need a bit longer to take off. Okay, they look like they want to go for a play prior to Brile coming back up. I mean, the enemies aren't going to expect them to go for this.
Are they going to expect the Ag Scepter completed now over on Faker?
It is very hard trying to fight into the triangle when one team holds it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is truly
so then,
it's like they're baiting.
Oh, KXY, this could be the perfect initiation for them.
It's got the cookie hop tries, gets dragged right back in again. They'll pop the Manta Cell. They use a lot of spells on that little Snapfire, but they do manage to take her down. Beating up Granny in the river. My goodness. Now Pepita, forced to use the Yules, trying to just land that spear, TP out as fast as he can. It's looking pretty good. In fact, Michael, being a bro, sticks around a little bit longer because he does have that Blink Dagger. It looks like Excel, though, during all of that, does perish in that top area of the jungle.
Yeah,
but he still wants this.
Yeah.
You see him?
You don't want to commit your chrono for that, though. Michael just isn't worth it. I know he's a real thorn in your side, but leave him be.
Yeah, but he's looking like a real tasty bit of rock candy there for him. Into the Roche Pit they go, though. They still have the Chronosphere, so it's very scary for them to try to go anywhere near it. And with the Vengeful Spirit, you know, being able to add that little bit of the aura will make it a bit easier. Do they have a medallion at all? No, but they do have the Blightstone over on Aoi at the very least. Looks like they go in anyways, though, Michael. Toss up into the air. There's going to be the Roche. It's still going to be the Radiant, though. Picks it up. There's going to be a nice arena just holding everyone into place. They managed to take down Michael. KheZu, though, next to fall. HFN and Brile will escape this time. Scotty's finished on Medusa now, too. Oh, the launch!
Oh my god, it lands onto him!
Brile, he just turns him right back around again. Pepito looks like he's gonna end up falling for this, but Brian will get taken down. They'll use the Chronosphere, turn their attention now over onto Faker. He's fairly tanky though, especially now Pakaz coming right back in again, but he does, oh, the good swap coming out from Excel. HFN Engi, but he's not gonna be able to quite close this gap as they'll turn right back around again. Keep on stunning. It's like they'll back off. Looks like Faker, though, again, this defusal just wailing away. It's a double kill now for HFN as there's a whole other fight on the side. Aoi trying to hide over in the tree line, but you still have a Medusa that you have to deal with, HFN. It's going to be the Yules, though, getting used on the back lines. A toss right back, though, here with Moon Meander. He'll be next to fall. HFN going in. He's got that Aegis still. It's a triple kill now. Can he get anything more? Michael trying. That's going to be the first RP, I think, that we've seen. But look at how tanky he is with this Mana Shield. They just turn right back in again. Michael tossing back, saying, here you go, Medusa. You drop this, milady. They take down Aoi. They're going to be chasing after KZU. Another snowball to the face. And all of a sudden, it's just HFN versus this Gorgon. Although Bryle off to the side, he seems like he doesn't want to fight this.
Yeah, and he doesn't. They take these fights against the Medusa in the worst way possible. They keep on committing onto her, then backing off and letting her get another Mystic Snake off. She's taking this plus 32% Mystic Snake mana gain talent, so she's healing back up to full mana every time they commit onto her, and they don't hard commit. She gets to stay in the fight. That's exactly what's happened. And into that last fight, HFN as well, he's just a little bit late with that Chronosphere. They comboed up Bryle, and without him able to get in and out of these team fights to do this huge amount of damage, the only solution is for HFN to, I guess, hard commit.
You see that dodge? Immediately Pakaz jumping in. They want this kill on Bryle. Everybody's just turned into stone. They'll follow up with these long-range Mortimer kisses. It's absolutely ridiculous. As they go, they take down Aoi, they take down Moon. And they turn it right around here into a tier 2 push. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, Medusa is just like a slow-moving tank. I mean, they're not able to bring her down, and yeah, she isn't able to chase anyone, but now that she's got this Scotty, it is very risky to try and commit onto her. If you go in, suddenly it is very difficult to get out.
The launch?
Oh my god, he's gonna toss it back!
They're gonna toss it right back into a tree! Pakaz is godlike.
These tosses, I mean, I've seen this combo in pubs. I think this is the first time me seeing it in a professional match. It is destroying, though. He's able to commit that, they gobble up, they're stunned on top of them, then toss them back into your team. It is destroying the heroes on catJAMMERS.
Just so good in the hands of Faker. Like, the way that they're playing together, too, and the way that their draft works together.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't convinced at the start of this game, but again, this gobble up, it's all about the Aghanim Scepter on the Snapfire. Yes, once they're on top of her, he's basically just dead here. Trying to get some wards up, get some control over the map because the enemy's playing so far in the territory. There it is.
Yeet Pepito over, pin him to a tree. Bye-bye, Aoi.
Damn, this one's not even gold.
That's a dough moment. Hashtag dough moments. You're not sold, I imagine.
No.
But this is the power of the Aghanim Scepter on the Snapfire. It's not necessarily a good mid hero, but it is so value getting this early on. You're able to do so much work with this. It's just the Fire Snap Cookie and the Gobble Up. The positioning that these two things have been able to offer your team is doing tons of work. Meanwhile, KheZu's struggling. He hasn't had a single item progression in maybe 10 minutes here.
On in there. There's going to be the nice arena, though. KZU being held into place is not looking like he's going to be able to get any sort of an RP out. Moon Meander looks like he's going to be next to fall. Maybe. No, it looks like he's going to stay alive a little bit longer. Faker does get taken down as there's a whole other fight on these back lines here. Look at these snowballs being thrown. HFN, he can't stand toe-to-toe with this. Pakaz is just too big, and despite them spreading out the fight, they still don't seem to be able to do enough here to Pakaz. Although Michael just kind of wandering around over on the side. Excel is going to make his way back over, buys back, toss right back here over to Pakaz. Bryle zipping back away, but this is not looking good now. Can they finish him off? It's not looking good. They need just a little bit more damage, and they don't have it. HFN is unstoppable, and he finally slays Pakaz.
Yeah, that was the one time where they managed to hard commit onto the Medusa and stay on her. And it was an interesting way they took that as well. The Medusa tried to hold the Mystic Snake as long as possible, try and recover as much mana if all the enemies had jumped on her, but it was just HFN on the Faceless Void at the start of that. And they couldn't commit too hard onto him because he still had that Aegis up. Yes, it has just expired right now, but again, catJAMMERS finally realizing the mistakes they were making going to that Medusa and adapting. And they get this tower with a catapult. No, when you're good at timing, you're just good at timing, Moxxi.
Time Lord.
Mm-hmm. You can't beat time. Good move.
Oh, okay. HFN gets jumped on immediately, and there you go. That's how you beat time, Neph.
Dire's top tower is under
Time Lord, Schmime Lord. Nice swap here from Excel. Keeps Michael alive a little bit longer. And they knew that that Aegis was up at that point, too, so perfect timing. Speaking of time.
Mm-hmm. So they're not able to take that top tier 2 tower, unfortunately, despite trying to position themselves up there. HFN is going to be down. Chronosphere wasn't on cooldown there, though, so they're not losing tons of fight potential that they have. Mid lane.
Pepita finding himself Keizu. Michael, close vicinity, just waiting patiently here. Do have that Yules. Buys a little time to follow up with the Avalanche Tom, and that's a dead Magnus.
Yeah, Keizu has not been having a great game. I touched on this in the middle or the start of that last fight that we saw, that Keizu hasn't had any item progression in the last 10 minutes. It's been like 12, 13 minutes now. Do we know when exactly he picked up this Blink Dagger? Or sorry, the mech? Because he's been working on the Blink Dagger since then.
Yeah.
It's been at least 10 minutes. I think it's been like 12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty rough.
That feels very bad.
Radiant's middle
Yeah,
tower
he's had 1 RP that he got up this game as well, and it wasn't great either.
I mean, the other thing you have to keep in mind, too, though, is Keizu is playing from Europe. So,
Oh
but
yeah,
that
and all these
technically-
people are playing from South America. Come on.
No, I'm just saying that comparatively to the rest of the people on his team who are playing from North America,
Yeah, but what about the people on the enemy team?
the enemy team has been forged in the fires of Mount Doom, Neph, okay? They're used to not having, like, any internet. It's a slideshow. They're playing on...
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. I got the ping pulled up. I got the documents right here, Moxxi.
What did I say? What did I say?
Less ping on Keizu than anyone on Infamous. These people have weighted training clothes on. They've been dealing with it forever.
They're just too powerful, man.
Uh-huh. They simply are. You know, they've all got like 120 plus, and we got Keizu here on 110.
That's why we call it the street stuff.
Meanwhile, the European babies complain about, oh no, I'm on 27 ping. I can't possibly land my skill shots. KXY landing his 3,000 range gobble ups with precision
His precision cookies.
on 200 ping.
Mm-hmm.
Baker God.
Look at this god. Started from the bottom, now we here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm interested to see what the plan is now for the side of catJAMMERS, because this Medusa is getting real big and real scary. Granted, if she's by herself, Michael was there too. You can take her down, but it takes a lot, and she's only growing more powerful.
Yep, she's getting bigger. She has tons of armor now. They know the majority of what they're going to be able to do to her is physical damage. And she's got the Paladin sword as well. Next, working on the Orchid / Bloodthorn, I imagine.
Radiant's courier has been
So
killed.
that'll give him a lot of power against Bryle, who's now going for the yeah,
Not quite
lots of
enough
room
damage
for
to
her.
take that now.
Yeah, but
Taker?
any way to continue to bring down Bryle is going to be big for them.
Oh man, the Yules again, cookie hop away. Man, they have a lot of Yules on their team. They've got a Yules on Michael, they've got one on Faker.
Mid lane, oh, tried to yeet Michael off onto the Ember Spirit. Unfortunately, you know, Bryle says, you got me a couple of times, but not anymore. I'm paying attention now.
Middle tower
God, look at the Yules though. I'm not even kidding. Almost everybody has a Yule Scepter.
It's a very good item.
Very powerful. Remember when everybody had Force Staves?
Yeah, that's what it is. It did nerf it, make it dispellable.
Yeah.
Michael,
All
goes
right,
on the-
swap. Again, trying to take down Moon Meander. They'll follow up, though. They found HFN, but they need to have some sort of lockdown so he can't run away. And it looks like they use the RP. HFN, he's still alive, but he's just stunned up. Can they finish him off? The toss up into the air. That is a dead HFN and a dead Keizu, despite his best efforts. Excel now. They just yeet Medusa at Moon Meander into the base. You can run, but you can't hide, baby. Owie now saying, oh, please, God, don't see me. No. They're really, all right, Infamous. All right. This is some Benny Hill music right now. There's no need for you to have to chase poor little Owie 2000 here. You got
Leave
it.
me
You
alone.
went. You got Bambi. Go hit some buildings.
Bryle doing his absolute best for damage control over here, shoving out the bottom lane. He's got the catapult with him. He's got a desolator. Enemies are fortified up. We don't have fortify available on the Radiant right now. He'll try to do something, but okay, he keeps his catapult alive. He does it. This will help, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to take this nearly as fast as 4 heroes on the enemy
No,
team.
there's no way. No way. But he's doing the best that he can here. There's not much that he can do otherwise. It's just all of his teammates are pretty dead, for lack of a better word. So
Does some
he's making
damage.
the best.
Yeah.
Making the best of a bad situation here. Almost has that. He actually does have the Octarine core completed now, so that'll
He's
be
good.
helpful. But I don't know if that's still enough. Oh, and look at this. Roche is up.
Aegis and Cheese for the Medusa. I mean, the Octarine core is great, yeah, but you have more and more disables now on Infamous. Medusa's now working on an Orchid here, eventually a Bloodborne. You need some sort of save on Bryle now. Or for your next item, you want to pick up a Yules or a BKB of your own. Otherwise, as soon as you approach her, she's just going to blow you up. You're not going to be able to get away with that I have Scotty slow, especially when she's getting yeeted
Ember?
at you.
Jumping on in, HFN goes for the Chronosphere, does manage to land on 3 of them, and he wants to take out Faker as fast as possible. Picasso getting thrown into the pit. It's going to get pushed out, though, by Keizu, and now there's a nice arena. Bryle's going to get taken down next. Michael, having that Ghost Scepter, will stay alive just a little bit longer as they turn their attention now over onto Aoi. Looks like Pepita going to be able to go and grab up that Aegis. Not the ideal hero that they wanted, but it's the hero they're gonna get in the Avatar. That should be a dead Aoi. As over on the side here, they've got that Yule Scepter. Pepita trying his best to block as much of this damage as possible, and Paka slowly creeping his way over. He's not the fastest boy, but oh no, Kate!
Oh!
No! It just whiffs the RP. HFN gets taken down. Casey at least has the moment to be able to laugh at himself. Moon Meander was hoping he could finish off Pepita there. Not going to be able to do it, though. Look at him. He's just limping after. Michael says, come back. I want this kill, but... Oh, my God. Disaster at the Roche pit.
If this just keeps happening, it feels like Kezi's been a non-factor for the majority of this game. Yes, he's finally managed to finish up that Blink Dagger after 15 minutes or so, but he just whiffed an RP. I think he was just a little bit off getting somebody in every direction. But these things are coming out super late. Your initiation power is just so strong on Infamous. I mean, yes, they're getting the snap fire. I mean, they're committing onto Mars in that last fight, but he is so tanky. Even if he managed to bring him down, who cares? He's got the Aegis there. They just don't have the
Aegis.
Yeah, it feels like at this point they just don't have the damage for Poxes at this point.
For what?
Poxes?
Pacas?
Because
Foxes. I like it. It's better than when Jenkins calls Pepita Papita.
I love Jenkins so much.
And then he's like, yeah, Moxxi, don't you know the traditional pronunciation of his name? Jeez, I thought you're supposed to be, the South American Dota person. I'm like, shut up, Jenkins.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Poxes. It's my story. I'm sticking to it.
That's all right. Well, looks like the rotation down to the bottom tower. They're looking to just finish up, get themselves some megas. Very lucky that Aoi did not get spotted there. Also, I think he would have been swapped up into the arms of Pepita. And not in a very romantic, loving way.
No.
No more.
But here they come, the boys. They have double damage rune now available on the Medusa here. It's just going to tear through this tower. I mean, you could just yeet them in.
Yeah,
with
they
the double
really
damage
could.
rune. You
If
can't just
Faker
double
was
the Medusa.
anywhere near them.
He'll come soon, I imagine.
I think he's just trying to push and shove in the wave.
Yeah. Bryle sees opportunity over here, maybe, or he's just going for bounty runes.
Bounty runes looks
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, pulling open the buyback status because you're going to need a hell of a fight here to be able to stay in this game. Your 2 racks is down.
Yep. The yeet. Are they get lucky? No, not quite. Does buy them a little bit of time, though.
A little bit. Aegis and Cheese is available. Your 2 racks is down. Double damage rune is on the Medusa. Your backs are definitely against the wall here. You have some big team fight abilities, but at this point, I'm not sure that you have the damage to bring down this. Oh. And you have buyback for that one, but this is what we were talking about with the amount of stun that they have and the lack of save on Bryle. I mean, you get a little bit of bulk from this Octarine.
So not looking very healthy here. Pepito waiting patiently, does have a spear. Is going to try to go punch him over here onto the side. There's the RP coming out from Keizu, and it's beautiful, but it's not damage. Keizu, he will fall. They'll be able to take down HFN as well. No buyback now on the Faceless Void. They've had enough. They call GG.
That's it. Game number 1. A very convincing victory for Infamous. I mean, things felt like they were going the way of catJAMMERS at the start of this. They were making space. They were winning team fights, and they were farming with the Empower. But once the fight started, once the 5-man was available, Infamous, I feel like they're positioning these fights for too good. Like the Medusa, just able to get exactly where she needed to be with a little bit of help from the Snapfire, being tossed forward, the combinations of the gobble up and the spit out between the Snapfire and the Tiny. It was doing so much work that game.
Yeah, again, both of us were kind of like Dusa. That's kind of a weird pickup for this draft, but they had everything they needed to make her a real force of nature, right? The fact that you have, you could swap. You've got, a toss. You've got the cookie. I just have to say, like, Faker played so well that game. Like, how many times did we see a cookie either as an initiation or as some sort of a save? Like, that boy knows his baking. It was awesome. And, it was a little off, I guess. Like we said, like Keizu's normally very on point with a lot of his offlaners, and then today it just, it is only the first game, but it just felt like he was a non-factor for the most part, and Bryle wasn't really able to do what he needed to do to make that space. And again, like you said, it's weird. He didn't have any sort of defensive items considering what he was up against. I would have liked to see maybe a Yules or something coming out of him. Pretty standard for an Ember Spirit if he's looking to be defensive. But, it is only game number 1. There's plenty of time for them to bounce back. It's groups too. And I know a lot of teams, sometimes they like to hold on to those strats or whatnot. They don't like to show their full hand, especially on the first day. So any parting thoughts on this match, Neph?
No, excellent, or a little bit excellent play there by Infamous. Again, the biggest thing for me, it felt like that Keizu was doing is just kind of half committing whether or not he wanted to go for this blink tag. It was super important. I feel like if you got it a little bit earlier and they were able to take these earlier fights, the game could have gone great for them. But again, when they lost that mid tower originally, when he was in the bottom lane, I feel like he should have just kept going and farming for his blink dagger instead of moving back with his team after they kind of messed that one up. You commit to your decision that you're making instead of, I guess, wibble waffling on it is what I want to say.
Waffling on it, right?
Waffling on it, yeah, exactly. It's my big takeaway from catJAMMERS. I do think they can take this game too. They're getting to change up what they were doing. Maybe they felt like the Infamous draft came out of left field.
It definitely surprised me a little bit, like I said earlier. But again, guys, this is only game number 1. We do have a second game here. It's group, so it's all best of 2 series. So we're going to take a short break. Go grab yourself a nice cold monster, and when we come back, we'll have game number 2.